Hello, welcome to a new episode of the Libyan Insider. I'm your host, Abdulazim Al-Jahani. A big focus has been on the role played by Arab governments in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Are they doing enough at bringing an end to the suffering of the Gazan people? We know for several years now, many Arab states have decided to normalize their relations with Israel, ending decades of apparent opposition to the Jewish state. So how has this affected their response to the conflict so far? Dr. Fathi Fadhili joins me in the studio to talk about this very topic. Dr. Fathi is an assistant professor at Tripoli's College of Education, a former academic advisor to the Ministry of Education, and a political writer. Thank you very much for joining us again, Dr. Fathi.
Thank you. The honor is mine. Okay. I want to mention that it's University of Tripoli, College of Education, University of Tripoli, which is a university that I'm proud of.
Okay. I want to start off then by maybe explaining to our viewers what normalization of Israel means. What does it mean politically, economically, etc.?
It's supposed to be normalization that have a good relation between the what called Israeli state and the Arabic regimes, okay? And this will end up having peace, prosperity, and stability to the area, to the whole area. That is what's supposed to be.
That's the theory.
As a theory. But actually, it's a freezing. It's a freezing to the Arabic regimes. They freeze them. They isolate them from the main cause, which is the Palestinian cause. They make them cannot, supposedly, cannot interfere in anything has to do with the Palestinians. Okay, so it was actually a cheating. It was a theoretically very nice words, but actually, again, it's just a freezing the Arabic countries. My surprise is that I didn't think that the Arabic regimes does not understand what I am saying. They know very well that what called naturalization or what called normalization will end up freezing them, isolate them from the cause. Development, let me start a general statement, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Israel actually developed a secret plan since 1971 to evacuate, to displace the Gaza citizen. It is not a new thing, okay? And all the Arabic regimes knows this, all right? And in spite, this information is not a secret information. By the way, this is in international documents, which is, and yet they accept to what's called normalization. What is the benefit of normalization? What is the normalization is for what? What does normalization for the exchange of what? What is also the benefit of the relation, the diplomatic relations between the Arab regimes, the United States, the European Union, and the United Nations? The Arabic regimes, the Arabic systems, the Arabic states have a good relation with all these entities I just mentioned, including the Zionist entity. And yet there is no benefit at all. There is no benefit. I would say that naive, a person, a group, an individual, or a state which thinks that the dreams or the ambitions of the Zionists stop at having all Palestine. Yeah. He or she or a government or a state or regime is extremely naive, stupid actually, stupid if he thinks that the Zionist entity, all what they are looking for is Palestine. They're going to be extended their ambition to Jordan, to Iraq, to Egypt, okay? The stand of the Arabs, the stand of the Arabic regimes towards the Palestinians' cause, okay, is so weak, actually, though shaky, ambiguous, hesitation in the face of America and the West. 23 Arabic countries, and their stand are so shaky, so weak, so embarrassing, actually, okay? As the war between Israel and Palestine these days enters its second month now, there are no sign even of de-escalation, just simple de-escalation of the bombardment of the civilians, the children, the women, destruction, the infrastructure. There is no even sign of reducing those brutal military activity of the Zionists. In spite of the fact there are normalization with almost half of those countries, in spite of the fact that they're supposed to have a good relation with the West, with the European Union, and also with what's called Israel itself. As the war between Israel and Palestine, again interested 6 months, normalization do nothing. What does normalization? No benefit at all. No benefit at all. We see
the UAE when it declared it's normalizing its relations with Israel. It said that this will help the Palestinian people,
exactly,
and stop the colonization of Palestinian land. Apparently,
they give heaven promises. You can imagine the peace, the stability, the prosperity.
Have these promises come about?
Not at all. Actually, it's in the contrary. It comes with this brutal violence, ethnic cleansing, genocides, destroying the whole country, killing the civilian, the whole world watching.
So it's benefiting the UAE, but not the Palestinians.
Not at all. And it's not going to benefit the UAE. I think the UAE is occupied, actually. I mean, so far we need a deep study, deep research about what is Emirates doing. Are they an Arabic country? Are they a Muslim country? Are they a country at all? Or they are led and governed by the Zionists? I mean, their action is more than the Zionists themselves.
Yeah. I mean, so 4 countries, there's 4 countries I think have officially said we're normalizing relations with Israel. Bahrain, UAE, Morocco, and I think Egypt.
Egypt, yes.
Egypt for a long time. So have these countries, Sudan, sorry.
Sudan too, yes.
So Sudan, Bahrain, Morocco, and the UAE. And I've got some benefits. They've got, like, the UAE got F-35 airplanes as a military.
To use it against their own people. The Arabs, the Libyans, okay.
And the Sudanese, of course, the benefits they have is that they've been taken off the list of terrorist countries.
Terrorists.
Yeah, and Saudi now on the verge, I think, because I heard bin Salman saying on an interview in Fox News that he said it's coming, or it's getting closer.
And that this genocide thing will not affect, that's what Saudi say.
Yeah.
This genocide and ethnic cleansing will not affect the normalization steps. Can you believe this? I mean,
it's very difficult. So how do you expect countries like this to then stand for the Palestinian people?
First of all, we need to focus on the point that we need to stress the point that this is the regimes, the governments, the officials, and the people, alhamdulillah, thanks God, that in the whole world, by the way, show a massive demonstrations and rejecting this brutal genocide actions. We see unlimited support for the Zionist entity in exchange of what? Silence of the dead of the Arabic regime. It's not just silence, it's silence of the dead in exchange of unlimited support to the Zionist entity. Some Arabic countries place blame on the Palestinian resistance, by the way. And that could be during a lecture, a panel diagram, a negotiation, a dialogue. We'll understand that, okay? But you can't understand the statements like this in the midst of the war. It means you are taking a side. When you mention something like this, you are taking side. You are supporting the other party now.
So Saudi wants to normalize relations with Israel, hoping to get more weapons from the US and its own nuclear program. My question is, why can't these countries do whatever they want to do without submitting to Israel?
Exactly.
Why do they see Israel's key to what they want to achieve?
Exactly. The key point is Iran trying to have its nuclear weapon. See what's happened to it. How can you imagine that the United States or the West or Zionists will give you a chance to have your nuclear weapon. I don't understand how this Saudi people, the government, of course, again, think. Yani. How do you think, man? It's they destroy Iraq, assuming they have a weapon of mass destruction. They're going to give you a nuclear weapon, and you're going to use it for what? And all these Arabic armies are used against their own people. So what do you need the nuclear bomb or the nuclear for? B, back to your question, is why in the world, what did you do in the past so you find yourself needed an occupier to help you?
Maybe it goes back to the revolutions in 2011, a sense that nobody is safe, that we need to maybe align ourselves to an entity like Israel to protect ourselves. What do you think about that?
Line yourself with the United States, line yourself with Europe, line yourself with China, with Russia, something understandable. But line yourself with an occupier, an entity that is still the area since 1948 is not stable, that is what needs actually to be studied, and I'm concerned about this. This is not right. This is orders. What Saudi is doing, what the Arabic countries are doing, are orders from the United States, from the White House, obviously from the European Union. It's not their choice to have a relation with the Zionists. Actually, it's not even a state. So that is, again, this is imposed in them. But why imposed in them? Because they did something in the past. They were very stupid. Their policy, their diplomacy, their programs, their actually very stupid to the point you find yourself in this trap that you have to have a political relation with an occupier, with a thief, with somebody, with a state that doesn't mind to have a genocide or ethnic cleansing. What makes you need an entity like this? Criminal, war, crime, ethnicity, you name it.
They'll say...
What makes you need a criminal to be a good guy? Yeah. That is the question until
today. What about if they say, and this is their argument, that Israel has become a reality on the ground?
No, never.
And if we're going to judge governments on whether they're criminal or not, I mean, we can all pretty much say that a lot of the Arab governments are criminal. And they carry out similar or not as similar acts as Israel to its own people, whether that's seen or not seen. So what do you think about that argument?
Israel gonna be a reality only if all the Palestinians declare this, not the Saudis. Not the Saudis. I can't say that, it's a reality. It is the Palestinian, the owner of the land, are the one who decide to resist, to fight, to do whatever they want to do. And you don't think about, for me, you are fine. You live in Saudi Arabia, luxury, whatever, peace. There is no airplanes bombing you, okay? You're fine. And then you decide for me that it is a reality. No, sir, it's an orders. And those Arabic regimes are the one who occupied, actually. They don't have the will to do any decision, sir. And you can see, did you watch Riyadh, whatever?
Riyadh Festival.
Festival, come on, man. Come on, I mean, don't tell me this is not an orders. You have to do it. You can't escape it. I mean, the most stupidest Muslim in the world will not do this kind of parties during this time of bombarding they don't have to be your brothers and sisters and the same religion and the same language. Even if the war in the country at your border, even if they are not Muslim, you would be embarrassed, actually. So what I want to say, there is no will, sir. There is no will, there is no will. There are actually, well, some Arab regimes have a gray position. Okay.
A grey position.
A grey position. You don't understand. They measure
in between.
Yeah.
Like they say, frenemies.
Yes. Yeah.
Half friend, half enemy.
Now, some of them work with Israel against the Palestinians.
Yeah.
Okay, there are those who betrayed the Palestinians. Okay, and in spite of the fact that official Arab regimes are not required to go into military conflict with Israel. I mean, we are not asked the Arabic regimes to go in a war with Israel. All what we ask them is to have a one stand so the world can listen to you. Okay, and that's what surprised me. And I mean, any Arabic country say, oh, I can't fight Israel, I can't fight the United States. That's right. We are not asked you to do that. We ask you to bring some water, some medicine, okay, some blankets. Impose yourself. Impose yourself. And everybody say, oh, if we do this, then the war will be expanded. America said that we don't want the war to be
Expanded.
Expanded. Good. Though expanded, it will. If the war expanded, this bombardment will stop. Obviously, America, in a way or another, told you the solution. Oh, we don't want the war expand. Okay, expand it, and you will see.
This brings us maybe to another point about medicine and at least the help they can offer these governments. We can talk about Egypt maybe a bit because probably one of the most relevant countries in the area, probably one of the most important roles it has.
Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. In 1978, I think Egypt signed the Camp David Accords that brought general peace between the two countries.
Freeze them again.
Yeah. But that relationship has got ever more closer, even after the 2013 coup of Morsi. Even 2008, I think Egypt used Israeli planes or asked the help of the Israelis to bomb the Sinai Peninsula, what they categorize as terrorists. So there's obviously a very close relationship between Egypt and Israel. What do you think the role of Egypt should be in the conflict? What it should be and what it is.
You remind me of an extremely important point. All the Arabic countries are bowing, respecting, following, the international agreements, the agreement between each regime and the Zionists. They're respecting it and they go, they implement it in a strong way. They never violate any item of those agreements. But Israel not. Israel doesn't care about international law, doesn't care about even the agreement between them and some Arabic countries. And this is another question we should ask. Why is that? Why the Arabic country, just you said, they are doing nothing since sign an agreement. The other point, they want to show that we are okay with Israel. We can bombard Sana'a, we can do this, we can do that. And that's bring us to one of the reasons why it's okay for Israel to commit bloodshed in Gaza and other areas too is related to the fact that there is no appropriate Arabic regime's reaction. This weakness of the Arabic regime is what encouraged Israel to do whatever it wants. Bombard Syria, bombard Lebanon, bombard Gaza, bombard. They never stop bombarding Arabic countries.
So what has been the position of the Egyptian government so far?
So far, it is embarrassing. So embarrassing, man. It is. This Sisi thing he's the one who closed
Rafah.
Not only Rafah. There was some other tunnels before. Okay. Yeah. But go ahead, do whatever you are a country. You are you have an army. You have a power. You are respected. Actually, if they move seriously and do some actions, the world will respect. Even America, and you're oh my God, this country moved. The war will be expanded. So we have to do something before the war expanded seriously. Yeah. Okay. So the Egypt.
They fear Palestinians being moved to Sinai. I think that's one of the they fear that Israel wants to push Gazans out of Gaza and into the Sinai Peninsula. And I heard Sisi speak last week saying that he wanted Palestinians to go to the
And
Israeli desert instead. So there's a fear that Palestinians will come into Egypt and maybe cause them internal problems.
You know, Mr. Abdul Azim, I'll tell you something. Just the fact that you discuss this point is embarrassing. Displacing, evacuating 2 million people, you still discussing as a president?
It's saying the Palestinian problem is not my problem.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
You shouldn't, even if it is not your problem.
Yeah.
I can't say it. I can't say, how about you moving the Bulgarian to Romania? This is embarrassing as just a common person, not somebody leading a country at the border of Palestine. You should say, this is stupid, don't please discuss it with me. Evacuating 2 million humans to achieve and to establish a 1971 project that it is, they're waiting only for the time to establish. Just the fact that you discuss it is an embarrassing. You should ask them, what are you talking about? Go to Palestinian, ask them, do you want to Naqab, do you want Sina, do you want to stay in Gaza? It's not me. So what encouraged Israel to do this all these years is this position, this stand of the Arabic countries, plus, of course, the Western support. Okay, plus the Western support, the unlimited Western support. The other surprise is all the Arabic countries have an excellent, powerful, 90% of them, relation with the United States and European Union. The Arabic countries open their airports, their land, they are a huge economic relation with the West, okay? They are fine, they never hurt European Union, they never hurt United States, and they give them everything they want. And yet, they don't care. United States, European Union, they don't care about what the Arabs is doing to them. And yet, Israel, the only thing it brings to the Western power is problems and wars. Yeah. And yet still, the Western power, the European Union, and the allies of Israel supporting Israel, in spite of the fact that Israel doesn't do nothing except bringing problems, instability, disable the area, wars, kidnapping, supporting with billions of dollars, weapons, worry about the security of Israel. Okay, and I'm surprising. Let me expand it from the Arabic countries, which is 23 countries, to the Islamic world. 57 Islamic states, and some other states, not Islamic states, their residents, about millions of them. 50 million Muslim in that country, okay? Plus the 57 Islamic countries, plus the 23 Arabic countries. And the West doesn't care about all of them. They do whatever they want. No respect at all. And that is another puzzle, I don't know, need to be studied deeply.
Yeah, why does little effect on the international stage?
I will tell you some reasons, in my point of view, why the Arabic countries in this position. Before that, listen to what, in the midst of the genocide, in the midst of the ethnic cleansing, in the midst of a situation where even the atheists, the non-Muslims, the people in all the continents condemn what happened. Okay? Look at what the Arabic countries' officials usually declare. The position of the Arab regimes were characterized by pragmatism, hypocrisy, and the dominance of words and slogans instead of actions. The best the Arab government, okay, card do in turn to the Security Council. All what they can say that we went to the Security Council, okay, and to the United Nations. That's all what they can do. The issue of the Palestinian people, their resistance, the resistance of the Palestinian resistance, and the conflict with Israel were nothing but a card for internal consumption or for external bargaining. Okay, the only thing they are doing is a bunch of communications. We communicate, okay, with the international community. Communication appeals, okay, statements, that's declaring once aware, denunciations, concerns, meetings. That's all what the Arabic countries do. They usually say a statement like this, okay? We call on the Security Council to work on ceasefire, okay? We conducted extensive diplomatic efforts, wording blah, blah, okay? We are coordinating with some states. We called for an end to the extermination campaign. We need to deliver aid to the people of Gaza. We, the Arabic kingdoms, states, okay, and regimes, committed to the option of peace and the importance of achieving stability, prosperity for all people. We allow demonstrations and allow the raising of the Palestinian flag. Morocco, for example, Morocco is not the worst, by the way. United Arab Emirates and Bahrain and Jordan.
It's one of the countries that has normalized this.
Yes, the Morocco officials, for example, said we are engaged in an international mobilization to put an end to the tragic and dangerous situation in Gaza. That's words I can say it, you can say it, anybody. We can say this. The Arabic states, they continue, okay, is committed to the option of peace, okay, and the importance of achieving stability, prosperity, and progress for all people. This is a nice words, and could be a good words when there is no war, there is no ethnic cleansing, no genocide, there is no bombing, there is no attack on the people of Gaza, there is no killing of thousands of children and women.
There should be a more firmer stance.
This is kind of a lecture, okay, an article, okay, a meeting, a convention, in a peace time, in a time of peace. This is not a time of words. This is a time, not of time of saying. This is a time of action, Did the Western power, did the ally of Israel giving only words? They giving physical help and support to Israel, weapons, money, everything, media, you name it. Yeah. They doing actions, 23 Arabic countries doing words. And these words, all of this, they've been saying it before the war, after the war, and we will keep saying it.
I want to, after, if it's okay with you, talk about maybe the relationship between Arab countries and the resistance in Palestine, in Hamas, and specifically Egypt's relationship with Hamas.
And the Akhwan Muslimin.
Because, as maybe our viewers know, that Sisi, when he took over, he obviously he took out
suppressed the
Brotherhood government. And Hamas is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood. So does Egypt see Hamas as a problem?
Oh, actually, all the Arabic countries see even a writer, a journalist, okay, an activist, a peaceful activist, they say it's a danger. And the reason why, they depend on their relation with their people is very bad. Okay?
Yeah.
The relation of the Arabic regimes to their people
is very bad.
An oppression, aggression, very bad. Yeah. They are the enemy of their people. All the Arabic countries are worried and scared and sensitive to their own people. There is no good relation at all. There is an enemy. Everybody looks to the other as enemy. All the regimes look to their people in the Arabic countries as their enemy. The people are my enemy. Whatever leader, they don't come through elections, okay? And therefore, they need a protection. Those regimes, those kings, those leaders need a protection. Since their people are supposedly their enemies, then they seek a protection from outside, from the United States, Germany, England, Russia, China, other forces, okay? And that is, everybody is there, including Hamas. However, Egypt used the Hamas as a mediator. As long as Hamas is there, that could be a kind of a protection to Egypt, okay? Could be a cause or a reason for Egypt to have a role in the area, mediating between Hamas and Israel. However, Hamas is not affiliated anymore to the Muslim Brotherhood. It's since 2007. B, which is most important thing, there is a war. There is no Hamas Brotherhood ideology thing. There are kids killed, infrastructure destroyed, ladies, women, elderly. There is a war. It is not a time of ideology or thinking or political opinions, okay? Yeah. It is an action time.
But when you understand that the government itself hates Hamas, what you're saying is Egypt probably wants Israel to continue attacking Gaza.
Actually, there are 2, 3. No, I think there is 2, 3 countries secretly, and this is what one of the Zionist officials declared, which is I don't trust them, I don't believe them, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible to say that some regimes want Hamas to be vanished.
Destroyed,
yeah, but the point is that are Israeli fighting Hamas? Are those children are the leaders of Hamas, and those ladies and those schools destroyed and the hospitals? What this has to do with Hamas? If you have a special military operation going after Hamas, that will be understandable to some degree. But you are going after the Palestinians, after the civil infrastructure, after hospitals, after children, after kids. So the Arabic regime knows very well that the war is not against Hamas. But they are using this to show, to protect, to defend their weakness. They told you that Hamas is a terrorist group and we wanted to finish. Okay, is this the way to finish Hamas? To finish the Palestinians? So that is actually an excuse. They are very weak, the whole nation, the whole the whole world actually, Muslim and non-Muslim, asking the Arabic nation to do something and to show themselves, to show their weakness, to defend, their weakness. They declare that we can do because actually Hamas is started the war. Hamas is a terrorist group. Hamas. Then why you are not going after Hamas? Why you are going after the kids, infants, elderly ladies, civil, war crimes against the international law, ethnic cleansing again and genocide? That's not a war against Hamas. That's not a war against Hamas.
Why has Egypt closed its borders from 2007 then?
Since
2007, there's been a blockade on Gaza, even from the Egyptian side. Why does Egypt follow that policy? I mean,
that is according to the agreement. Okay, let me tell you the truth. This is a sign of weakness. Egypt can say no. I'm going to open the Rafah border. I'm going to do that. I'm going to send medicine. I'm going to send water. I'm going to support even militarily. The equation will change. The equation will change. They can. Egypt can do that. And Jordan too. By the way, any action taken today, any action from the side of the Arabic regimes, positive action, okay? Positive civilian action, like allowed some medicine or water in these days. That's just because of the pressure of the
international
community, that's all. The international massive demonstration.
Yeah. I was going to ask you now, do you believe any military action by Arab governments is possible? Because in Western media, I hear right-wing speakers say one of the things we fear is Arab nationalism maybe attacking Israel or standing up for the Palestinians. Although Arab people who've lived in these countries and lived under these governments find this a very strange idea. You know, I heard one Arab analyst saying that the West shouldn't fear any Arab nationalism. That won't happen. So how do you think? You know, what is it a reality that what some Western writers are saying that Arab nationalism could play an important role in getting these governments maybe to act militarily in Gaza?
Yeah, the only role the Arabic countries can do, at least, in the relationship, the diplomatic relationship with Israel, kick out their ambassadors.
But no military action. That
Not
won't
at
be
all.
possible.
Not at all. They are so cowardly. They're cowardly. You know, if they do some military action, okay, I think the scene will change. The scene will change. America will ask them, please don't do that. America threatened them. I'm here, so nobody interfere. But go ahead, interfere. I mean, why Israel can interfere, America can interfere, everybody except you. Let me tell you something. The Arabic state is committed to the option. It's the time of actions. It's not the time of words and declarations. Let me tell you that. Do you know that Al-Assad, Bashar, bombarded Adlib and another village in the midst of the genocide?
Yeah.
If the Israeli...
I think he had bombed 5 hospitals, and then he condemned Israel for bombing the hospitals.
Yes,
in Gaza.
yes. So how can we imagine that a regime like Al-Assad will help Hamas? He's bombing his own people, yes, in the time where Israeli bombing Gaza these days. I overheard, they have not heard, some people say that even weapons from Jordan went to the Israelis, to help the Israelis.
Yeah. I heard there are Israeli airplanes that fly over Jordan.
Yeah, to bombard Gaza. Yes. I'm not surprised, by the way. This is a back history. Those regimes are, I don't know. I think we need to shovel everything in our countries. The Arab regimes prove it by their action, their stance, their weird stance. The Arab regimes prove that they do not represent the people, okay? They acted as if the matter doesn't concern them, what's going on in Gaza. Some regimes even dared to openly support Israel against Hamas. تمام؟ The Egyptian Minister of Intelligence, المخابرات المصرية, رئيس, I don't know, his name is Abbas Kamal or Kamal Abbas, okay? Informed Netanyahu ahead of the
3
operation.
days before the attacks.
Yeah, and some resources say 10 days, by the way. And most of the majority of the resources say 3 days, okay? And even the United States, one of the spokespersons say, in spite the fact that Egypt warned you, okay? It's official, it's real. Some other thing, brother, demonstrators in Jordan were beaten, okay, prevented from crossing the border, and some of them were even killed. There was some murders in that border. Let the people go. Do miss Israel, any idea that Israel have. They're doing it. Bashar al-Assad, we mentioned that he bombarded Adlib and other areas. Egypt, humanitarian aid, nothing enter to Gaza except by the orders of America, Mr. Biden, okay? Water, medicine, internet, everything is calculated, everything is watched. Although the Rafah port, بالرغم من أن رفح,
despite the fact,
despite the fact that Rafah port is between Palestine and Egypt, okay? It is reasonable that Biden says we agreed, okay, on 20 trucks. Can you imagine this? A country, I don't know, only 20 trucks has to get in, okay? And yet, what we watching, I think we need thousands of trucks, okay? But they accepted. The problem of those Arab regime accepting and respecting every word comes from the allies of Israel. And they are very serious about it.
And the reasons, maybe one of the reasons, big reasons I think we mentioned earlier, is the fear of Iran. I want to ask you maybe what is the role of Iran in this conflict, and what hopes does it have, whether it's for their own internal or external benefit, in its open support for Hamas?
Iran is not an Arabic country, but we will mention that.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention.
I thought, brother, I think when the war started, and when the aircraft carrier came, and all these ships and all those presidents, Italy prime minister, despite the fact our relation with Italy is excellent, we have contracts billions of dollars between Libya and Italy, and the Italians knows our feeling toward our brothers in Gaza, and yet the prime minister, she went there and visited and hugged Netanyahu, and the prime minister of England did the same thing, Biden did the same thing, the Germany guy, okay, all of them went and visited. At that time, I think that it is against Iran. All this, they want Iran to interfere, so they declare war against Iran because of its nuclear program. At least they destroy their nuclear facilities. That's what I think. مش معقول يعني, it's impossible يعني.
Yeah.
Just 2,000-3,000 resistant guys declare war against the greatest army in the world. All those people come visit, and the aircraft and the power and the threatening it means the attention should be Iran. It's not actually Gaza. But Iran doesn't interfere militarily. Hezbollah, I heard the speech, a very disappointing speech, okay? Those guys are freezing themselves, they're scared, they're shaky, they are not... and I believe if they interfere again and again, if they interfere militarily, I think United States and the allies of Israel will stop the war. But they continue. The Palestinian Authority, by the way, the Palestinian Authority continues to adhere to the Oslo Accord. Yani, what is the benefit of Oslo Accord so far? Or the normalization, or the international agreements, or the international law, or the Security Council, or the international... What is the benefit of all of this? I'm sorry for the word. What is the benefit of all of this garbage? Human rights, okay? I mean, all of this fake now. All of this is nothing. The wars that the Palestinian Authority still have a cooperation, with the Israeli authorities. Until today, until yesterday, during the war.
I mean, certainly, do you believe, we have to close up very soon, but the popularity of Iran...
The what?
And the popularity of Iran in the Arab world, has that resurfaced? Because it probably took a dip in the Syrian civil war, because they've seen Iran align itself with Bashar al-Assad. But now it's aligning itself with the resistance, it's helping the Palestinians. How does that make it look in front of the Arabs?
I think the only thing that...
because I think that's one of the aims of Iran, to portray that leadership, moral leadership in the region.
Yes, I think Iran, why some Arabs admire Iran, okay, it is because of their declaration, because of their statements, because of their stand politically, diplomatic, that's all. But we didn't see any action. The only action we saw, I think they are supporting Hezbollah. And Hezbollah doing nothing. In this international humanitarian case, they are doing nothing, all of them. Only talking, exactly, just like the Arabic country. We didn't see anything so far. Praying for Palestinian is prohibited in some Arabic countries. Praying, just making dua, supplications. Raising the Palestinian flag is prohibited. Morocco, there is a game yesterday, and the security gathered all the flags.
Okay.
The people of Fathi,
which PLO,
PLO, okay, and the authority are your weapons, use it against the Palestinians, arresting the Palestinians. The immorality that is happening in Saudi Arabia, it is dancing and happening and billions of dollars spending for nothing. Okay, the Jordanian government suppressed whoever attempt to storm the border, okay, sometimes injuries and sometimes, as we mentioned before, death. Sisi eliminated the tunnels. Weapons entered the occupation via Jordan, okay, the occupied land via Jordan, and this is in the favor of Israel, not in the favor of the resistance. A Saudi journalist, this is one of the many sheikhs and Saudis and not Saudis and all the world, said that Hamas must end. Hamas must end so we live happily forever, okay? Fatwas. Fatwa, you know, the fatwa.
Religious rulings.
From those who call themselves scholars about demonstrations, resistance, and the condition of jihad. And negative, don't make jihad, don't make demonstration, don't, okay? And they are the ones who help to put you down.
Put you down.
The Emirate and Zionist flags are in the same stores in Emirate, both. And yet, you can't raise the Palestinian flag in some of the Arabic countries.
I just, maybe we're very close to finishing. I want to ask maybe, has there been any positive, from the Palestinian point of view, any positive government takes on this issue?
I think, brother, probably the Libyan, both. I think the government and the people have the same idea, okay? The government and the people publicly declaring their support to the resistance, okay? But the most important point ما كملتهاش آخر point يعني.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't mind. يعني ما زال كلام كثير جدا على stupid stand of the Arabic, okay? While Germany, United States doing actions, we talk. Okay. But why? What are the Arab regime able to do? We mentioned that like cancellation of the normalization, expulsion of Israeli ambassadors, cancel or end the diplomatic and economic relationship, using economic pressure on the Zionists and their allies. An Arab summit could be, which is impossible, could come with one stand. Okay, so that could be effective. But why? Why the Arabs are in this position? Okay?
We've seen non-Arab governments have a much more, let's say, positive policy to what's happening, more positive in terms of the Palestinian issue. Can you give us some examples between them and the current Arab state?
Yeah, that's another shocking point. Actually, all the Arab people are surprised for the stand of Chile, for example, Bolivia, in the relation with the diplomatic relation with Israel. Brasilia also have a good stand, okay, and many countries, plus hundreds, maybe thousands of officials, senators in the world, writers, sports people, celebrities. This is a humanitarian cause. It's an obvious. It's a 1 + 1 2. There is no deep thinking to realize where is the right and where is the wrong. And that is the Arabic countries is the opposite of this. Again, you can't raise the Palestinian flag. That's too much. You can't supplicate in the masjid, in the mosques. You can't make dua to the. And yet, a non-Muslim somewhere in another continent cut the relation, end the relation, cancel the diplomatic relation with the person who is killing your own brothers. I think we don't have regimes at all. I think they are employed, they are agents, something. The only answer that make us relax, the only logical answer is that they are agents. They go by orders. That is actually, I think it is when you prevent demonstration and raising the flag and all these simple
Then
ABC things.
I have to ask you then why.
Okay, I will tell you why in a minute, inshallah. The Arabic regimes, okay, are compromised. They give compromise after compromise. Tamam. When you give up one step, they will ask you another 10 steps, and that's a natural law in politics. You give a step, you give up one point, they will ask you more. Inaction, okay, submission. This is the Arabic countries characterized by inaction, submission, weakness of the Arab regime is due to the association of most ruling regimes with the dominant powers. They are not dependent on themselves. They depend on other powers, external powers, especially the United States and its allies and Israel. Most of these regimes are in the surface and the order and under the order of the dominant powers. They are almost employing, again, they are almost agents, ally, dependent economically, politically, okay? A unified our regimes is finished, is not anymore existed, just on papers, okay? Unity is actually finished. It ended a decade ago. You remember the wars between Arabic countries? Almost every Arabic country fighting or in conflict with another Arabic countries, and therefore it is not possible to talk about a unified our position, okay, or stand. There are numerous conflicts among them. Security dependency. The Arabic countries suffering security dependency, okay, political dependency, economic dependency, the unilateral relationship, unilateral relationship between oppressive and aggressive. Again, their relation with their people, okay, they are brutal regimes, dictatorship, aggressive, oppressive their own people. And therefore they're scared from their own people. And therefore they need some external power to protect them. And in order to protect you, you're gonna follow my orders. You're gonna do whatever I want because I'm protecting you. I'm an external power. I am United States or Germany or whatever, or England or whoever. You want me to protect you against your own people, then you have to follow me. You do whatever I want. And that's the problem of most of the Arabic regime, blind trust. The Arabic regimes are blindly trust what? International community, which is, I don't even know what's the meaning until today, what is the meaning of international community, and what does the international community doing? They're just watching, just like me and you. The United Nations, they blindly trust the United Nations. They blindly trust the Security Council. They blindly trust the international law, okay, the international agreements, the international treaties, the conference, while Israel did not. I think this is some of the reasons. However, we should change the situation so this will not happen, whatever going on today, will not happen to our grandchildren.
Future generations. Then.
Yeah, we have to do something. All the Arabic nation, and by the way, I'm saying the Arabic, but this area is called the Arabic area. But it's also included Amazigat, included Tawareg, including Arabs, okay? We are all suffering the same problems because of those regimes. We are all suffering the same.
Okay, Dr. Fathi, thank you very much for joining us. It's been very, very informative as usual. And we hopefully will see you again
Inshallah.
On the Libyan Insider.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and good luck. And now we can make dua to our brothers and sisters in Gaza and all the Muslim world, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.